statements. Hopefully you have brought to your remembrance some of the ancestors. We will move right along with the finale of the Kwanzaa ceremony. Brother Seko Varner will be here to give us the word for the day. Let everybody stand and honor this strong man.
No, I think we're good. Okay, Abarigani.
NIA.
All right. Try to get Abarigani.
NIA.
NIA. Abarigani.
NIA.
All right. So we're going to deal with the purpose, the word of the day, NIA, purpose. And before I go into that, I want to share a few things. So the Nguzu Saba, the 7 principles that we hold dearly to, were the start. Those were the principles that we live our lives by, okay? However, there are some hidden, unknown principles that I've recently found out that are part of our celebration of Kwanzaa. So there were some researchers at the Another Round podcast found these principles, and I want to share them with you before we go into today's message of NIA. Okay, so these are some principles to prepare us for the difficult days ahead. You know, the principles that the Nguzu Saba helps us to live. These principles, these unearthed, these recently found principles, are to help us prepare for the jump we're going to have to deal with. Because we're going to have to deal with some jump in life. You're going to have some hard times in life. And so these principles help us to deal with that jump. So these are probably unknown to a lot of us, so I'm going to teach you. All right, here we go. All right. So the very first one, repeat after me. Annie, are you okay?
Annie, are you okay?
Annie, are you okay?
Annie, are you okay?
Okay, so Annie, are you okay? This principle lets us know that you're going to be taken advantage of in life. But you're going to know better the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time. So don't let mistakes, don't let people getting over on you, don't let that stop you from moving forward. You just have to tell yourself, Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Annie, are you okay?
Because you've been hit by, bump, bump, you've been struck by, bump, a smooth criminal called life. Annie, are you okay?
Annie, are you okay?
Okay. The next principle that we need to be aware of that's going to help us through some of the difficult times, the second one is Cardi B Ratchet. So repeat after me. Cardi B Ratchet.
Cardi B Ratchet.
Cardi B Ratchet.
Cardi B Ratchet.
All right, and so this message tells us that you're going to be victorious and no weapon formed against you is going to prosper. And sometimes you're going to want to flaunt. You're going to want to show off to say, life, look at what I'm doing. But that is not helpful. You're going to want to show off when you're victorious. The most helpful thing you can do is help another, not put down another person. Cardi B Ratchet.
Cardi B Ratchet.
Cardi B Ratchet.
Cardi B Ratchet.
And this song was just exemplified in a recent song where the artist said, devil, you can't mess with me even if you wanted to. You know the rest. Some of you know the rest. She's smiling. You know the rest, right? You can't mess with me even if you wanted to. She's not going to do it. Cardi B Ratchet. Google it. Google it. All right. The next one is Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Mufasa. Mufasa teaches us that you're going to work, you're going to sweat, you're going to give your life to your children and to those that you care for. And even though you've worked, you've sweated, you've toiled, you've troubled, you've dealt with the junk, they're going to want to be on some Hakuna Matata BS. They don't want to have no worries. They don't want to have no struggles. They're not going to want to have any responsibility. But keep in mind that if you've sown the seeds of being responsible, if you've sown the seeds of doing what's right, Even in your absence, life is going to water those seeds and responsibility is going to grow. Responsibility is going to grow. Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa.
Mufasa.
And the last one that I found is Ivanka. Ivanka. And Ivanka means beautiful yet complicit.
Yeah, okay. All right.
There are going to be some things in your life that look good, that smell good, that probably feel good, that are probably, just straight up beautiful, that are going to be complicit in your destruction. Sometimes, unknowing to them or to those forces, they're going to be complicit in your destruction. So you have to recognize danger no matter how good it looks. Ivanka.
Ivanka.
All right, so today we're dealing with NIA. And NIA, in short, means purpose. I found NIA to be an acronym for Neighborhoods in Action. Neighborhoods in Action. So the transliteration, the proper official transliteration of NIA is to make our collective vocation of building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Embedded in that transliteration is the fact that there's traditional greatness in your genes. In your genes is the ability to overcome junk. In your genes is the ability to be great. In your genes, passed down by tradition, passed down by science, by biology, is the ability to make something beautiful out of nothing. So you might feel sometimes like you're nothing. But you've been given the ability, it's in your genes, to make something beautiful out of nothing. Also embedded in that transliteration is the concept of collective vocation. We all have to work together for our community. Now, what does that mean? It means you need to be active in your neighborhood watch. You need to be active in your school board. You need to be active in your parent and teacher association. You need to be active in your city council. If you're one of the people who've never voted, move up. If you're one of the people who voted and that's all you do, you're not doing enough. If you're one of the people who votes and you're involved in your civic league, you're not doing enough. If you're voting, you're involved in your civic league, and you're a coach and you're a mentor, you're not doing enough. That's kind of a hard pill. But collective vocation, all of us working together at our best, means we have to rise above our current standards to do better. So to make our collective vocation the building, it takes work, it takes resources, it takes time. So we have to build. If you look at areas where there's a lot of prosperity, there's a lot of building going on. If you look at areas where there's a lot of lack, there's no building going on. You want to improve your life? Build something. You want to improve your child's education? Help them build something. You want to improve your financial situation? Build something. The people who build things, who have tangibles, who have capital, are able to achieve in a capitalistic society that's built on having capital, having something tangible, having something built. If you're not building, you're placing yourself in generational poverty. My cousin and I were talking earlier today, and we were discussing why other organizations, other groups, other communities, if you want to use the term community, seem to do well, while within the community of indigenous or African or whatever term you want to use, we're having challenges. It's because we stopped building. We stopped self-employing. And my cousin brought up the fact that there was a point where when these communities did self-employ, did build, we were punished. And we can talk about the Black Wall Street that was in Norfolk, Virginia, the one that was in Portsmouth, Virginia. We can talk about the famous one in Tulsa. But the point was there were vibrant communities that took care of each other, that had everything that was self-insulated. And outside forces were able to do some destructive acts. So over time, many of us thought it was just easier just to get a job. Building involves taking your job and doing some other creation as well. So, to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness, which is not a slight against any other people. If you go to the doctor says your leg is broken, it is not discriminatory to put a cast on the leg and not on the finger. I'm going to let that marinate. It is not discriminatory to put a cast on the part that's broken and not on the finger. So we cannot worry about the politics of how things look and that we might be looking divisive if we're trying to heal our leg. To make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our leg, our people, to their traditional greatness. So that's the concept of NIA. And within the Nguzu Saba, the 7 principles that we hold dearly to, I ask you that every day to light these candles in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, in your speech, in your prayers, in your missionary work, in your daily work, in your daily routine, in your exercise. Light these candles, be a light to the world, and let's continue to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe?
Ashe.
Abarigani.
Nia.
Abarigani.
Nia.
Abarigani.
Nia.
Peace.